Hello, welcome back to the channel if you're a returning viewer, or welcome to the channel if you're a new viewer. This is Leanne Presents. This is Alan. This is Leanne. That is Rags.
Somewhere.
He is down there somewhere. And this is our Survivor Series War Games predictions video. So welcome to the War Games. And Leanne wobbled the camera, so that's an intense feeling of War Games.
I just won't touch anything.
So, this year's Survivor Series has got a bit of a weird feel about it. It doesn't really feel like a Survivor Series to me.
No.
There's no champion versus champion, which they've been doing for the better part of the last decade.
Yep.
There's no 4v4 or 5v5 elimination type tag matches, which they've been doing since the inception of Survivor Series, I believe in 1987.
Yeah.
I think was the first Survivor Series. Oh, hi, Rex.
War game.
The klaxon just went off. He's competitor number 3. Whose side is he on though? Oh, damn it.
He's always on my side.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? So as it stands today, and much like the other WWE videos that we put out, and quite a few of the AEW ones, if we waited until after the final show prior to the PLE, in this case, we wouldn't get the reactions video up until Saturday, late Saturday afternoon, early Saturday evening, which doesn't really give a lot of time for you guys to come and watch it before the actual event. So this is why we're doing it a bit early. And if anything changes in the time between now, as we're recording this, we just finished watching last night's Raw, between recording this and the end of SmackDown, or technically the beginning of the PLE, we'll put it in the description, anything that changes. There's only going to be one real change that I think, well, two changes. It's like the Spanish English, just catch Monty Python, isn't it? 2 changes I think is going to happen, and we're going to cover one of those first off. So, one of them is that one of the team members for one of the War Games matches has not been announced yet and will be announced on SmackDown. Yes. The other one is a match which I think is going to happen at Survivor Series, but whether it will or not, I do not know. So we're going to play a little bit of Fantasy Booker first off. Okay. And we're going to go and Fantasy Book Bray Wyatt versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. So these guys have had a bit of a spat, shall we call it, the last few weeks. L.A. Knight kind of interrupted Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt headbutted him. Or was it the other way around, wasn't it? Bray Wyatt headbutted him. L.A. Knight came out and he was like, look, you know, let's just make amends. And he wanted to sort of, Bray wanted to apologize for it. He's like, we're going to make amends, shook his hand. Okay, we're even. Smacked him in the face. Yeah. Ha, twice.
Slapped him.
Twice. Yeah. Now they're not even. And Bray looked PO'd so hard. Like, I want this match to take place at Survivor Series to give it that big match feel and not just have it dumped on a SmackDown episode. Yeah. Because I think that would really not just springboard the return of Bray Wyatt, but also springboard LA Knight a little bit. Yeah. Because he is a great athlete. I've seen him in Impact Wrestling years ago when he was, oh God, what was his name? Dummy, yeah. It'll come to me after. It'll come to me, I'm sure. But it's. I think he's a great athlete, and he can really go far. And I think putting him in the field with Bray Wyatt is a very good call. But I want to do it out of PLE and not just go, SmackDown. Yeah, let's just stick it on that because that'll be a bit of a waste.
Agreed.
If this match does happen, I think this is a no-brainer. Who have you got winning it?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, do you want to take a minute to think?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Final answer. Do you want to phone a friend?
Rex? He says Bray Wyatt too.
Do you want 50-50?
Yeah, okay.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
Okay, Bray Wyatt it is. Yeah, I would agree with that. So if that match does take place at Survivor Series, we are putting our imaginary money. Yeah, I was going to say virtual, but that's not the right thing because that's something completely different. Yes. Our imaginary money down on Bray Wyatt to win this, which is a no-brainer.
We're going to make some imaginary money.
Whoop. Oh.
Oh, no.
I do that in my dreams every night.
Bring some back.
I wish. Like Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah. Let me take a quick refreshment break. Okay. As such, there's only 5 actual confirmed matches as we speak right at this moment in time.
Yes.
2 of which are title matches.
Yes.
2 of which are War Games.
Yes.
1 of which is a one-on-one match.
Yes.
So the way that we usually do these, non-title matches, then title matches. because of the War Games aspect and the whole sort of high stakes, and we'll cover the War Games stuff in a bit, we're going to do non-title matches, title matches, War Games matches.
Makes sense.
Okay? So, the only other, well, I say only other, the only officially announced match at the moment, it's not for a title, that's not a War Games match, is AJ Styles versus Finn Balor of the Judgment Day.
Yes.
So, this has kind of been going and brewing for maybe about a month and a half, maybe 2 months now at this point. Finn Balor has obviously been running roughshod a little bit over the Raw roster. He's kind of been putting people in their place, and he kind of extended that olive branch to AJ Styles when it seemed like he was floundering a little bit.
Yeah.
And AJ Styles was like, "Who the hell are you, man? I don't even know you anymore." And he kind of sort of got beaten up a little bit. So then he comes out onto Raw one night. It must have been, what are we now? End of November. I think it was about 5 weeks ago, I think, ish, give or take. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll join Judgment Day, blah, blah, blah. And he gives Finn a hug, and Finn's like, "Oh, I knew you'd come back to us." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I've always got backup." And then Finn's like, "Yeah, of course you have. The Judgment Day's your backup." And then AJ Styles, it's weird because he was hugging him. And he's like, "Yeah, I wasn't talking to you." And then out come the OC, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Yes.
And we've covered that a little bit in the Crown Jewel episode, so I'm not going to go full into it. But it's obviously kind of, they had a match, the 6-person tag team match at Crown Jewel. And I believe Judgment Day won that one. Let me just double check on my notes. Yeah, Judgment Day won that one. So that was a surprise, because I thought they were going to bring the OC back in and be like, "Yeah, we're going to help and get over the Judgment Day," but they didn't, and that was a bit of a refreshing kind of thing that happened. Yeah, it was
unpredictable.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. As such, obviously Ripley keeps getting involved, and then they're like, "Right, well, we were going to find a neutralizer," and it never came at Crown Jewel. It didn't come that next week on Raw, but it came last week on Raw in the form of Mia Yim. We cover that in a little bit, because she's not actually part of all this.
No.
She's taking place in one of the War Games matches, which is a bit odd.
Yeah.
In my mind.
She might still get involved.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, obviously we're down to AJ and Finn, but they're going to have obviously Carl and Luke and Dominic. Damien and Dominic on the other side as well. On the outside, it'll probably erupt into a bit of chaos. The ref will probably do some ejecting. It'll be a fun match. Yes. And when it gets down to these two, like, these have both been leaders of the Bullet Club in Japan. Oh my god, I said a bad word on WWE video. That's right, I said Bullet Club. And that's kind of where this is almost spanning from. And they haven't really said the words Bullet Club, but they've referenced the club that was made in Japan. And it's obviously they're talking about Bullet Club. But this is going to be great because both these guys are top tier talents.
Yep.
Who do you have to win?
AJ Styles.
Yeah. I think it's time for OC to get a win.
Yes, I think so.
So I'm going AJ Styles on that one as well.
Yeah. They've got the neutralizer now, so...
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's more likely that AJ will win this now at this point. Okay.
Whee.
Now we're going to go into the first of our 2 title matches, and that is Rowdy Ronda Rousey defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Shotzi.
Yes.
I nearly said Shotzi Blackheart then, because that used to be her name in NXT.
So she doesn't have a black heart anymore.
She has a tank though.
She's still got a tank.
Well, she got it back.
Yeah, it's a good tank.
So again, this was I think it was a 6-woman match, the SmackDown after Crown Jewel to crown the number 1 contender, and surprisingly Shotzi won, which I'm kind of surprised, dubious, and happy about all at the same time. I'm very conflicted about this.
Yeah, she definitely deserves a push. I'm not sure whether Shotzi versus Ronda is a good match. Maybe she'll surprise us.
I hope so. I really do like Shotzi, and she was great in NXT.
Yeah, she is great. It's sort of a different kind of great, if you know what I mean. She's not got the right sort of vicious streak, I think, that she needs to take on Ronda.
Yeah, especially when she's got Shayna in her corner as well.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, is Shayna and Ronda kind of attacking Shotzi and choking her out and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think the problem with this Survivor Series as well is there's not much of a big build-up because it's only been like 2.5 weeks since Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
And it just feels a bit too close. They probably should have pushed Crown Jewel forward a bit and had a couple extra weeks to build Survivor Series.
Probably.
I mean, have you got anything else to say about this match? I don't really have anything else at the moment.
The thing that makes it a bit more difficult to call is Liv Morgan beat Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
So
but
that
was
sort of door is open.
But that was after a big match. Well,
Yes.
let's say big match. After she got a lot of punishment from Natalia, and it was a Money in the Bank cash-in.
Yeah.
And the second time, she technically lost, but cheated.
She tapped.
So.
Well, ref didn't see it. It wasn't cheating.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. There was controversy.
There was controversy.
Yeah.
I think if Shotzi wins, I think it's going to be the sort of upset that gets the crowd like jumping up and down.
I don't think the crowd's behind Shotzi that much.
No,
that's the thing.
Not.
Like we love Shotzi. We think she's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if the crowd's really invested as a whole. You know.
I think Ronda's going to win anyway.
Yeah,
They're
I agree.
Up so strong at the moment.
Ronda's going to retain, and I think that in the long term, and not to get too sort of fantasy booking again, I think the one person who's going to come back and really give her a fight is Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen Charlotte in a while, and I think that's who she took the title from, and Charlotte will come back, well, I want my belt back.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not allowed to say belt in WWE, so okay. Second of the two title matches is. Seth Freakin Rollins. And he's defending his United States Championship against Austin Theory, no longer Mr. Money in the Bank, and Bobby Lashley, as Brock Lesnar would call him. Bobby. I mean, Seth obviously won the title from Lashley.
Yeah.
After after some interference from Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Which obviously led to the match of Crown Jewel between Bobby and Lashley and Brock, rather. Bobby Lashley lost that match and has been on a bit of a mad one since, just kind of causing chaos and carnage and destruction. Yes. But on the other hand, Seth Rollins has been doing open challenges. Did an open challenge for the US title. Bobby Lashley accepted, came out, destroyed Seth Rollins before the match, and he gets sort of ejected or removed to the back, I guess, by the referee contingency. And then Austin Theory comes out and cashes in his Money in the Bank.
What a moment.
Against Seth Rollins for the United States title. That's the first time that Money in the Bank has not been cashed in for the world title. So, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then both of us are like, oh, God, Austin Theory's going to win it. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no.
Oh.
And then out comes Bobby Lashley before the match gets started and beats the holy crap out of Austin Theory.
If that happened, it's partway through.
Well, it can be, because there'd be disqualification.
I don't know, because Austin...
the ref went down. I think the ref went down, didn't he? Yeah, that might be it.
There were some near falls before he came down.
That might be it, yeah. Yeah, it's all brewing into one. I think the ref went down, I think you're right.
I think so.
Either way, Bobby Lashley comes down, he beats the crap out of Austin Theory, chucks him back in the ring. Seth Rollins is still worse for wear, manages to hit a stomp, and beats Austin Theory. Failed cash-in for the United States title.
And Austin Theory flipped.
Yeah, something just snapped.
Yeah, he's a whole different character now. I think,
the next week, he just snapped, and he's like, whoa, what the hell?
I'm all here for this version of Austin Theory.
He's grown his beard out, he's stopped with the selfie crap, and he's not this prancing little, oh, look at me, I'm this, I'm that. He's just going in, kicking ass, taking names, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. But it's going to depend on how quick this gets old. It's good. They need to keep it evolving. They can't just do the same thing every week and expect it to go over.
Yeah, there should be like a transition, I suppose, into who his character is going to be.
Yeah. And then last night on Raw, Seth Rollins, in an interview, stated he requested this match specifically because he's got unfinished business with both men.
Unusual for the title holder to request a triple threat.
Yes.
Because, as we've heard many, many times, the title holder is at the disadvantage. They don't have to be involved in the decision to actually lose the title. So bold move.
But on the other hand of that, no disqualifications, no countouts.
Yeah, very true.
So Seth could just come down with like a baseball bat or a chair and start swinging for the hills.
Yeah, definitely.
Not that swinging a chair at Bobby Lashley did much for Austin Theory on Raw.
No.
Damn, I've never seen a man run so quick in my life. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we got for that, because that's been another quick build-up. Who have you got?
It's a quick build-up, but a good one, I think.
It has been, It's been quite quick-paced. Yeah.
I think that Seth's going to win. I think both Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory are now in like full rage mode. I think that's going to be a detriment. They're going to wear each other down. Seth's going to stay out of it and just like...
So yeah. I can imagine them start ringing the bell and Seth will just roll out of the ring and be like...
Yep, have at it.
And then you'll just have Lashley and Theory go God of War, Kratos, like Fury mode, just battering the hell out of each other.
And then Seth comes in and pins them both at the same time. And
oh, God. Well, Seth's the master of stealing triple threats.
Yeah.
So I absolutely agree. I believe Seth Rollins is still walking out with the title. I don't think he's any fear of losing that belt.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Whee.
Now we're going to move...
War games. Sorry.
Do you want to explain the rules of War Games to us?
Nope. You start with 2 people in the ring. Then it's...
You brought this on yourself.
5 minutes. And then the first person from one team comes out. The first team, they'll have won a advantage match. So you know which teams gets an advantage. I think it's every 3 minutes then. Until everyone's in the ring. Once everyone's in the ring, then it starts and it's pinfall submission.
Correct. Okay, cool. Yep.
Ha!
Awesome. I bet she swatted that when she was upstairs.
Nope.
Okay, have you ever seen a War Games match? I can't remember.
I think I saw one for NXT.
Oh, yeah. I think, we used to watch...
Back when NXT was good.
Yeah, you would watch the sort of pay-per-views and I'd watch it weekly. And that's right. So, the first of our 2 War Games matches, we hope you followed along with those rules. The first of the 2 War Games matches is the women's match.
Yes.
So we've got Team Bianca Belair, which consists of Bianca Belair, shocker, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim / Michin. Michin.
Her name has been changed, but not everyone got the memo on Raw.
Oh, that was just a cluster.
She's one or the other because it's interchangeable for a bit. Yes.
So, so Michin, and question mark. Because we don't know who the 5th member of that team is. And they're facing Damage Control, which is Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bayley. They're teaming with Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
Now, the only reasoning for Rhea Ripley to be in this match is because she wants to just beat some heads.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
She doesn't get much of a chance, really.
The only reason for Michin being in this match is Rhea Ripley being in the match.
Yes.
So, if this goes on first, like I'm imagining they're going to bookend.
Yeah, probably.
Like they usually do with Hell in a Cell, they bookend. The women's one will go on first.
Yeah.
Men's one will go on last, obviously, because it's who's in the last match. If that's the case, Rhea Ripley and Michin might not be a factor in the AJ Styles versus Finn Balor match.
Maybe not.
You know? So, okay. We've covered this rivalry with Damage Control, Asuka, Bianca, and Alexa Bliss in the last couple of videos that we've done. Because it spends back before Clash of the Castle even.
Yes.
So we're not going to get back into that now, because that's just going to be rehashing stuff that we already talked about. Question number 1, Leanne. Who do you think is going to be the 5th member of Bianca Belair's team?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be someone who hasn't been there for a while. I kind of want it to be... names. Hang on. Beth Phoenix.
I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool, obviously, given that Rhea Ripley... Well, no, because I didn't think Beth Phoenix, to be honest. Because obviously Rhea Ripley injured Beth Phoenix at Extreme Rules with the Concerto. That does make sense to have her in the match.
I think it could be fun. I don't know if it's going to happen, but...
One big name that I did see tossed around. Someone who was injured at SummerSlam.
Oh, I can't remember that far back.
If they are rehabbed in time, apparently this person will be in the match, and it's Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because originally it was going to be Becky Lynch in the feud with Bianca Belair against Damage Control.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's not Beth Phoenix or Becky Lynch, I firmly believe that Triple H's let's bring these great athletes back will end up bringing back someone that Dakota Kai will not have seen coming. Tegan Nox.
Ooh.
You've not seen much of Tegan Nox.
No, I think I saw some in NXT.
They used to be really good friends, best friends, and Dakota Kai turned on her in a War Games match, funny enough. So it kind of goes full circle.
But then would you be in the same... No, other teams.
They were on the same team, yeah. They were on the same team. See?
I know where we are.
Dakota Kai turned heel, she beat the crap out of Tegan Nox and then walked off. But Tegan Nox got released, I want to say last year, I think it was. I think it was late last year.
Could be interesting.
She's Welsh.
Yeah.
Which helps, because that's where Welsh is around. That's fantastic.
She's going to win.
But I think that would be a really good person to bring back for this.
Yeah. Cool.
You know?
Good.
The only other one that would get a bigger pop than that, I think, is Becky Lynch.
Yeah, maybe.
When we watched SmackDown, the thought did cross my mind it could be Charlotte, but I can't see that.
No.
So, if it's either... I mean... This is a difficult
I'm
one.
not sure that it matters
No.
who the fifth person is as to who's going to win.
Okay, then. So, who have you got winning?
I get the feeling that whoever that fifth person is going to be a game changer. It's going to turn the tide, and Bianca Belair's team will win.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bianca's going to get this one.
I think they could surprise me.
Yeah.
But I feel like usually, not all the time, usually, if there's a surprise entrant, they are either winning or a deciding factor.
By the time this rolls around, we're going to know who it is because it's SmackDown.
Very true.
So, but
Very
it'll still
true.
technically be a surprise, though.
Yeah, I think it still applies.
Yeah. I think Bianca Belair's team is winning this. One thing we've got to mention, blah, 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 blah. Rhea Ripley fought Asuka last night on Raw for the advantage, and Rhea Ripley won the match. Therefore, the first team that will get an entrant into the cage, into the War Games cage, is going to be Team Damage Control.
You mentioned that it's usually the heel team that gets the advantage, isn't it?
Usually, yeah.
Not always, usually.
Part of my prediction also kind of leads into the second War Games match, which is the men's War Games match.
Ooh.
This consists of the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge Holland.
Yes.
Teaming up with Drew McIntyre and a returning Kevin Owens, and they're taking on the Bloodline, which is Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and the honorary Us, Sami Zayn.
Yes.
As Sheamus likes to say, I get the feeling this one is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
As such, this is getting my predicted banger of the night award, because I think this is going to be the best match of the night. Just because there's so many amazingly talented guys in this. You know, I mean, I don't really rate Roman Reigns' wrestling, but put him in a street fight, he's probably going to be really good at that.
Yeah.
Usos, phenomenal. Sami Zayn, love him or hate him, he is phenomenal. He can go. Solo Sikoa, absolute monster.
And never forget that Roman Reigns is probably the king of the near fall.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
He's so good at timing those counts.
But then on the other side of the team, you've got the Brawling Brutes. Yeah. Sheamus, absolute legend. Absolute future Hall of Famer. Ridge Holland, still new, such a great talent, has got a lot to learn still, but he's doing really well. Pete Dunne, Butch, in my mind, the legit longest NXT UK champion, or United Kingdom champion, because when Walter had that title, there was no wrestling happening. Yeah. How can you say he's the longest running champion
if you didn't get a chance to defend it?
You don't defend it, you know? So in my mind, Pete Dunne, and I'm going to call him Pete Dunne, I don't give a toss. Pete Dunne, for me, is the longest running UK champion.
Okay.
And I think he's fantastic.
He's really good.
Then we've got Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Enough said. And, again, another future Hall of Famer, Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty much done it all.
So good.
My God. For a man that, like, he's not sculpted, he's not built like some of the other guys, he has got a bit of extra weight to him. But it doesn't make a difference.
Ooh,
he's so good. And it kind of reminds me, again, slight tangent, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Very similar to that. Eddie Kingston isn't quite as quick as Kevin Owens.
No.
But they remind me a lot of each other.
Yeah.
And I love both those guys. They're both great.
Definitely.
So, I mean, again, this has kind of come out of the Usos feuding with Ridge Holland and Butch for the tag team titles. They injured Sheamus. So that kind of puts them in contention then. Drew McIntyre's obviously been feuding with Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens has still got that outstanding issue with Roman Reigns, where he technically should have won the title at Royal Rumble last year. Because obviously the handcuffs and that, and then the spot got messed up. And you look at it, it's like, well, why the hell did the ref stop to help him get it? There's all this kind of... But that's kind of... I think that's where they kind of lean into it. And Kevin Owens did when he come out and say, like, I've got unfinished business with Roman, that's why I'm here. You know, and that's great.
Yeah.
One thing they did say as well is the Sheamus, I think it was, that said it, is that Sami was going to crap his pants when he found out who team member number 5 was. Out comes KO, and the place went, as Pat Patterson would say, the place went banana. And that was great. I love it. I'm all for this.
It's good. It's going to be a great match. This, I think, could be the... I don't know, if I'm wrong, I'm going to sound silly. I think the cracks are starting to show in the Bloodline. They've been, like, niggling a little bit with the Sami Zayn and Jimmy.
Uzi.
I think one of them.
I think it's... yeah, it's one of the two.
I don't know which one. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I think it's Jimmy.
There's sort of been cracks on the way, but they kept it together. But that sort of... When... Kevin Owens came out, you could see fear in Roman Reigns' eyes. And if he's losing faith in himself, his team, his authority, the Bloodline cannot last. It's that keeps it going.
To me, right, Roman Reigns has beaten Drew.
Yeah.
He's beaten Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kevin Owens is the one he should really be fearing right now.
No.
Sheamus hasn't had a crack at that title. Sheamus, to me, right now, is a legitimate threat to Roman Reigns' title. Put them in a match. I want to see that match.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see, especially when, and sort of going back to Clash of the Castle, when we saw Gunther and Sheamus. My God, Sheamus can still do all the heavy stuff and the heavy lifting, and it's a lot of people rest on and sleep on Sheamus quite a lot. I don't. I think he's fantastic. I've loved him for years. I think he's amazing.
Yeah,
such a talent, and he really needs that. I don't think he needs it, but it certainly wouldn't harm to put him into that title picture for a little run.
Yeah.
You know, put him in there. Go right. You're going to face Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble for the title.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be great.
Because there's no titles on the line in this match. No. It's a good opportunity to have the Bloodline lose, but they still keep the titles. They still get to fight, and then building up to that title match, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bit hit and miss.
So
it might not happen.
You're talking about cracks. Excuse me.
Cracks.
The only cracks that really show is with Sami Uso. Sami Uso.
Sami Uso! You know it.
Is with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So, obviously one of the Usos doesn't like Sami Zayn. The other one does. Solo Sikoa seems like you can take him or leave him, and so does Roman Reigns. I don't really see that as a crack, because the Usos, Solo and Roman are still all on the same page.
Yeah.
They're still all blood. They're still all family. The only crack is that pebble. The breakaway Sami Zayn.
But he could do it. He could change something.
So, if he does change something, does that mean he's going to be title contention for Roman Reigns?
Don't know. It depends whether it's intentional a little bit. But the look on Roman Reigns' face shows what I assumed, what I sort of interpreted as starting to lose the confidence in him being the tribal chief. And if he loses confidence, he can't do it.
To be fair, we've been seeing that since probably Clash of the Castle.
It's on the way.
When he's kind of talking to himself and he's like, what am I going to do to keep Drew down? And he even started doing it with Paul. I hated that. But for me, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Bloodline are going to stay strong going into WrestleMania. And then whoever they pick for him at WrestleMania, rumour has it, Cody Rhodes will be ready for Rumble. Cody Rhodes will win the Royal Rumble and then face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's where he's going to lose the belts, if that's the case.
Oh, fair enough.
The other rumour is there's going to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock. And Roman Reigns will win.
I mean,
to establish dominance of the family, see?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say Brawling Brutes anyway.
You're going Brawling Brutes?
Yeah, okay. I like my thoughts.
I'm going Bloodline.
You're probably right, but it wouldn't be fun if we didn't disagree on at least one match.
The way I see it, right, if Brawling Brutes are winning this, Damage Control are winning the women's one. I don't think there's going to have two heel teams or two face teams winning both War Games.
You never know.
You never know, but I don't know, I can't see that.
Fair enough.
And I probably should have looked into the past ones of NXT recently before doing this, but I didn't think to do that. Yeah. But I still think Bloodline. I think they're going to be strong going in through the end of the year.
Cool.
This is obviously the last PLE of the year as well.
Blah.
There's no WWE PLE in December.
Blah.
The only thing we've got in December is NXT Deadline.
Yeah.
Hello. And that's that. And we're not going to we don't watch NXT. I stopped watching NXT when they turned into a rainbow that's just been puked everywhere. You've got
yes.
Yeah, so we're not gonna cover that. So I mean that's our predictions. What do you think is gonna be? I think we already know which one we think is gonna be the best match of the night.
Yeah.
Which one do you think is gonna be the worst match of the night?
Probably. Ooh. Ronda and Shotzi.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that. And that's not to put either competitor down.
No.
I think it's just a lot of the other matches have a lot more stakes and a lot more...
Yeah. It's a high bar, this
yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, right, this build-up has had 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This has had about 2 months. This has had about a month and a half. This has had close to 3 months, and this has been ongoing. All the components have been going bits and bits for years.
Yes.
You know, so yeah. Obviously Bray and LA Knight, but the Bray Wyatt return, that's just getting people hyped up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah, take us away, Liam.
Thank you so much for watching our predictions video for Survivor Series.
Bless.
Hey, we'll be back with our reactions after the event. Probably either...
It'll be Sunday.
Monday the latest.
It'll be Sunday. It'll be Sunday.
He's confident.
I'll get it out by Sunday.
He's confident.
Don't
We
you
like
worry.
it.
We got you. I got you.
Please enjoy the game, show. Brain is going to sleep. Enjoy the event. Yeah, come back and watch us. If you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, you'll be notified when we drop the new video. It's fine, I'm just going to power through. It's okay. Like this video if you liked it, even with my weird word stuff. It's fine. Leave us a comment below. Oh, have you got any questions that we can ask our lovely audience?
Who do you think's going to get the team advantage for the men's War Games?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the Bloodline or the Brawling Brutes?
Who's going first? Yeah.
What did Sheamus say? He called Drew a bit brutey, wasn't it? You're an honorary brutey.
Terrible. Follow us on socials. The link to our link tree is in the description below, where you can find a link to Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, as well as links to our most recent videos in various categories, so you know exactly where you stand. We started doing weekly updates of what's coming up soon, which is going on our socials as well. So if you want to know at the start of the week what's coming later in the week, that's a good place to check.
And they won't be. It'll just be an image, not necessarily saying what they are for the most part.
Teaser.
So, like for example, for last week, I did a God of War playthrough. Part 2 went up. God of War Ragnarok, and I just literally put a picture of Kratos there. We did a Star Trek unboxing. I literally put just part of the poster for the Star Trek motion picture. So it's a teaser. It's not a this is exactly what it is. So don't always go into it thinking, oh yeah, I know exactly what it is, because we might just spin it on its head.
We might. And socials is a good place as well to let us know what sort of thing you would like us to do, what you want to see more of. Join the conversation. We're nice people. You can talk to us. And on that bombshell...
Did you know generals are gathered in their masses?
Generals are gathered in their masses.
Just like witches at black masses.
Witches are... Bye-bye!
Black Sabbath.